Good morning. Good morning. I believe I am live. Yes, I believe I am live. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying something different in a little bit of a different way. So let me leave this. Actually, mute this. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, because I was using StreamYard before, and then I think I was testing just going directly live on Facebook, YouTube, and it still wasn't really showing the way I wanted to show. So I just thought, let me try Zoom and see how that works. So hopefully this works fine, and going forward, I will continue to use the Zoom, but we'll see. So welcome, good morning. This is, I think I just decided to just call it Blessing Inspire Live on YouTube for now. But we're talking about marketing strategies for small businesses. We're talking everything about branding, strategy, marketing, growing your business, kingdom-driven entrepreneurship, so on and so forth. So welcome. My name is Oko Blessing Ofem. I am a brand strategist. I work with entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, and service providers to take you from where you are to where you want to be and helping you to grow your revenue and grow to six figures. So I run several coaching programs, but we'll talk about that later. What I want to talk about today is I'm going to share my screen. That's the other good thing that I like. Even though StreamYard has that too, but like I said, I'm very used to Zoom. I'm more used to Zoom, so hopefully I'm showing up okay, and hopefully you can hear me fine. I believe you can hear me fine. Yeah. So, and I do also want to record it. Give me 1 minute, please. Okay. Right. Let me also record this so that I can have the advantage of having this script and available for me to use. Okay. So, so I said I'm going to share my screen to start off the conversation for today. So give me a moment to do just that. Today, what I want to talk about is with this quote, or it's a question actually. The question says, if you knew 100% that at the end of, give me 1 second. If you knew 100% that at the end of 90 days or the 100th episode, you would have a life-changing result, what would stop you? If you knew 100% that at the end of 90 days or the 100th episode, you would have a life-changing result, what would stop you? That's the question. If you knew, what would stop you? Okay, awesome. Just excuse me, I'm just, like I said, I'm using Zoom, so I'm just making sure things are okay. Okay. If you knew at the 100% that whatever you were doing at the end of the 100th day or at the end of it, you would have a life-changing result, what would stop you? What would stop you? And maybe I can say I'm talking about entrepreneurship. I'm talking about going into business for yourself. But if you're in business for yourself, then I'm talking about doing something, we've been talking about doing things differently, doing something different to get a different result, right? So if I knew that this thing that I'm thinking about doing, and I know 100% that at the 100th episode or at the end of it, I would have a life-changing result. Then my sister, my brother, I'm asking, what will stop you? Why are you allowing, what is stopping you? That's the question. What is stopping you? I know some of the things that stop us. I know some of the things that stop us because I'm experiencing it even right now. I'm experiencing it right now. Trust me. I decided that I want to become in live. And I actually also decided I want to change my pattern. I want to try to change my pattern to be a more of a morning person and to also get to bed early. And I can tell you one of the hardest things for me to do is to lie down and sleep. I can be in bed, but I'm not sleeping. I'm still doing one thing or the other. And before I know it, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, why am I still awake? Of course, sometimes too, I like to, spend time in prayer. But just lie down and sleep so that you can rise up very early. When I say early, I really want to rise up very, very early. But also, I decided that I want to be showing up live on my YouTube channel. And one of the things that stop us many times is when we set out to do something, when we set out to, do something that is very, very different, one of the things that stop us is that it becomes very hard. It becomes very, very hard to do that thing. It looks like all of a sudden, everything that can change just changes. Everything just starts to just work against you. That's actually a sign that you're on the right path. That's actually a sign that what you're doing is going to have an impact or is already having an impact or there's something good in it. In other words, if it is not going to count for anything, it won't be that hard. It won't be difficult. It will just, you won't even, when I'm talking about difficult, I'm not talking about something that you're miserable and no, but I'm talking about, like, for me, I have to push myself to get out of bed. Like, I'm getting out of bed. I've determined I'm doing this, despite how tired I may be feeling in my body, right? Sometimes you can be doing something and you get tired, but because that's what set out to do, it's not that it's impossible. It's just that you have to push yourself a little bit so that you can continue to do that thing that you're supposed to do. So if you knew 100%, so I guess the other thing that stops us is that we doubt, is that we actually doubt our success. We doubt, and I teach a lot from biblical principles for business. So as people that are of faith, we believe that the word of God is true and that God has made us promises. And he says, I will give you good success. So that is to say we doubt. We don't really believe that at the end of doing this thing, at the end, when I go into business or as I'm operating my business, that success awaits me. We all have visions and dreams, like we have goals. And that's going to be another topic because I have a different way of thinking about visions and goals and dreams and ambitions. But we'll talk about that on another day. But we doubt. That's why because if I know that as I keep digging this well, water is going to come out or gold is there, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep digging because I know for sure that there is gold here. So many times when we start digging, even though we've been told or we have an idea or we believe that there's gold, when we start digging and we don't see any sign of gold and we've dug for a while, what do? We give up. We give up because we're not seeing the gold. We're not seeing the results we thought we would immediately see. And then that makes us to give up. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going to go into business, you cannot have that attitude. You have to have the attitude of, I know there's gold in this. I know. And I'm not talking about sticking to a strategy that's not working. I'm not talking about even sticking to a business model that's not working. Because sometimes the business model that we are implementing may not, really be working and we need to change. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about being stuck in your ways, like this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm doing. No. But I am talking about not giving up, not taking your, faith offline, not accepting to remain in a state that is unpleasant just because it's too hard to change. it's too hard to make a change, you know? So as I said, it's like a journey, it's like a process that we're working together. And if I'm to be honest with you, this is only day 3. And funny enough, day 3, and what somebody asked me when they said, "Are you sure you want to do it every day?" Yeah, that's what it's like. Why in the world did I even say I'm doing this every day? Why did I say I'm doing this every day? I would have just said once a week, and I come and I do it, and then I have the rest of my time. But I'm talking about doing something different. And I've never done this before. I've never come out, especially on YouTube live, not to talk of coming out Monday through Friday and making it so early. I was also thinking, I said, I could have probably made it at a later time, but I know the reason why it's this time. I know the reason why. Because other times there would have been too many things that would have definitely made it made probably get in my way. This time I really know that the only thing that may stop me would be myself not getting up. You know, like if you're if you have kids, you're in business, you have children, or you have other things going on, you really have to schedule and put some certain things at a time that you know the chances of you not being able to do this is minimized. So now where I am is just 6, a.m. in the morning, about that time, about a little bit after 6 a.m. in the morning. So everywhere is quiet. Everywhere is quiet. So even neighbors or calls, or there's so many things that are still very quiet. So it makes perfect sense for me to be able to just come out and come live. Doesn't mean that I couldn't do it at another time, but this is the time that looking at my schedule, I see this would be the best time that I know that probably interruptions will be minimized. Everywhere is quiet and I can do what I need to do. But it's going to mean that I have to push myself, and I have to be disciplined to making sure I get to bed at a certain time in order not to be tired and fatigued. And I have to say that yesterday was probably the first night that I got a good amount of sleep. Because just when you set out to do something, even your own self or just things that you can't even control will happen, and you find yourself up late. I believe the first night must have gone to bed 1 or 2 in the morning. And on the first night, I actually get up because the community that we have, um, it's a coaching membership community. We have prayer every Monday morning at 6 a.m., which is my 5 a.m. So I rise up even earlier than that. So if I'm going to bed at 2, you can imagine then how much sleep. And then the next day I said, absolutely, I must get to bed. And I actually made it to my bed. But to sleep was another story. And I slept past, I believe, 12, if not even almost 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. You see? So I said, okay, I'm still working at this. And yesterday, I was asleep before 12 midnight. And hopefully, that is what I intend to continue. But doing things differently means that it's not always going to be very easy. And especially sometimes when you start, things can, even you yourself can begin to discourage yourself, like, oh boy, why did I put myself out there like this? Why did I even say I'm going to do this? Who who sent me? Like one of my my boss lady, I think she was doing something online, and I don't know which day or time. And she said, "Who sent me?" It's as if like nobody gave me an assignment. I just decided to give myself work or a headache, No, but I'm so proud of her because she actually did it. She did what she set out to do. So kudos. If if she's watching this, she knows she knows that I'm talking about her. Yeah, you ask yourself, who even why did I even start this? Why did I start this business? What am I doing? But I am here to tell you that stay on it. Don't give up unless you're not sure of your result that you're going to get, unless you're not sure that there's gold here. But if you're sure that there's gold and you dug already and you leave it, man, if the next person that comes around in that same place, they'll dig just a little bit, they'll get to the gold. So don't give up because you've already done the hard work. You're doing the hard work. So continue. Does that mean that, like I talked about yesterday, getting knowledge so that you know what you're doing and you can be doing it effectively? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because otherwise, all that hard work may just be like putting it in a pocket full of holes. So you want to make sure that you are implementing an effective strategy. You want to make sure that you're in the right business for yourself. You want to make sure that you are implementing the right strategies for your brand, for the type of business that you're in. You want to make changes as is necessary. But I'm talking about there are some certain things that you've decided that you're going to do differently to get a different result. And even it can be in any area in our personal life, you've decided to, make some changes. It's not going to come easy. If you decide that you want to grow your spiritual life, that one sometimes is like the hardest. Just when you decided that that is the time that you want to stop praying, sometimes unexpected calls, unexpected things, even your own body will fight. That is the morning or the night that the sleep will be so intense, right? And that's when you know, no, there's something here. There's something good here. That's why the struggle is like this, right? So when we set out to do something, we just have to be insistent that no, I've set out to do this. In my personal life, I've set out that I'm going to change my eating, the way I eat. I've set out that I want to eat more healthier foods. It's going to take a discipline. It's going to take you saying no to some things. That's the other point I wanted to make. We have to say no to some things if we're going to do things differently. If we're not ready to say no, it's not going to be possible to do things differently. If we're not ready to say no to some things and even to some people. So because I have this desire and this goal to come live every morning, which I know I need to then get to bed by a certain time in order to have adequate amount of sleep, then it means that I have to say no to some activities that I might have been engaging in the nighttime before. There's no way I can carry on every of those activities. I have to give up something. I have to make a change. So if I was one that used to have late conversations, I may not be able to have those late conversations now or as often. I just have to say no to some things. I have to move things around. So making a change, doing something different will also require you to say no. It will also require you to set up systems and processes in your business, in your life that can help you to do what you're doing easier. Like, don't complicate things. I wanted to also, say something like, even for me, I remember, when I first started coming out on YouTube way back, and I thought of, every time I have to like get dressed, so I have to figure out my clothes that I'm going to wear and my jewelry, then makeup, and so many things like that. And so that was adding to the stress because already finding content, coming on YouTube, and then it wasn't live, it was just recording and all that was already things that were heavy. And then now I have to think about what I'm going to wear, think about my jewelry, makeup, hair, everything else. So it wasn't until in the process of finding more information, learning more, and of course, if you're in dealing in branding and marketing strategies, one of the ways to brand yourself is not really to be so different every single time. It's to actually try and appear the same as much as possible. Because what do I mean? When people get used to and get accustomed to associating your business with a particular Logo. That's when we talk about logo. Logo is not only the designed logo of your company or of your business. Logo is also so many things about the business, but the way that clients or prospects can always expect the business to show up. So that's why you see logos have similar, like the same color, the same design, the same look most of the time. Once in a while, it might change depending, but most of the time, it looks the same color, the same font, the same size, the same. It's intentional. So also for you as an entrepreneur in building your personal brand and even in being the representative of your business, of your brand, you don't have to change things up every single minute. No. Today I just changed my necklace and my jewelry just today. Doesn't mean that I may continue like this tomorrow, or I may. But there are some certain way you're not going to find me appear when I'm dealing with my brand. You're not going to see me. So what does that do also? That also helped me to just keep it simple and make it easy. So what did I decide to do? I decided to just buy some specific tops that are for my brand and have some specific jewelry that I know this is what I wear. And I also have my makeup routine and my hair. So that the only thing I really have to think about is the content that I want to share. Because as for the clothing, it's either one of these shirts. So because I like a little bit of variety, it has a few different colors, but it's the same style of shirt. It's, similar. Here and there might be a different thing, but pretty much the same. And then also, like I said, the jewelry, pretty much the same. This is probably one of the few times I've changed and want something different. I hope you like it too. But you put up systems and you put things that make what you've set out to do easy. So that was actually a branding tip for people that are in business. The more you appear the same is actually working for your advantage. And it doesn't mean that this is for every brand. There are some brands that variety is actually what will help you. There are some brands where that is not even important. It's not, it doesn't add plus or minus for you. There are some brands that you could have change up every minute and it wouldn't affect your branding, right? But there are some other brands that you actually get people to just, once they see that, they know that this is you. Okay. So that's how much I would say on that set up systems, set up things that make it easier for you to do the thing that you set out to do, so that the chances of you not being able to continue is minimized. So set up systems, set up ways that make it easy for you. So I want to I think I want to end here because I hopefully have made the point enough. Also, you can have accountability partners. You can have people that can hold you accountable. And sometimes the accountability partner you have is the public, meaning you've told the public you're going to be coming live. So it's if you're a person of your word, you know that I've told them, so I want to show up. That can be a first step to holding yourself accountable. Although I think sometimes some persons are very quick to put something out. I'm doing this without having a strategy behind it. So it was already not going to work from the start because there was no strategy. There was no planning going into it. You just felt inspired or felt excited at the moment and just decided to just put something, I'm doing this every day or every time that this and that, so I don't encourage that either. That's not what I'm encouraging. I don't encourage just rising up and say, oh, I'm going to be going live 3 times a day, without any strategy, without anything, planning behind it, and without really realistically looking at yourself and your schedule and what you're capable of. As I just explained even earlier, how I had to look at my time and say, okay, this would be the time. Okay. And also, I could do it from this time to this time. It's a stretch, but I know I can do it. Right. So there's planning and there's thought, there's a strategy behind what I'm doing. So once you have that, then yes, you can put it out. You can put it out there and let people know this is what is going on. This is what I'm doing. because that is one way to also hold yourself accountable. Since you've put it out there, you've said it, so you will show up. But make a commitment even within yourself, what you've decided to do that you know at the end of it, your life will change. Make a commitment to yourself. Make a commitment to God that you're going to see this through, that you're going to see this through. Okay, so I want to jump off, but before I do, I have a few announcements. Let me start with this one, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So starting with this one, if you can see my screen, make it bigger. So my book, Marketing Strategies for Kingdom Entrepreneurs, is still available. I will leave the link below so that you can order your copy. You can get it as an ebook, or you can get it as a print in print. So there is no reason why you cannot access or have this book. Okay, so I will leave the link below. Marketing Strategies for Kingdom Entrepreneurs. It's not a thick book or a big book that you have to spend months reading. You can actually just read it through in one sitting. And I share strategies from a biblical perspective. I actually take passages of the Bible and I bring out strategies from it. Okay. And let me share another one, which would be this. If you are living in North Dakota, Saturday, March 30th, I am going to be with my brother, Pastor Alpha, in his church, the Ebenezer Christian Gospel Center, for a leadership and marketing strategies seminar. Okay. So if you are in the North Dakota area, it is free, there's no fee. Join me at 10:30 a.m. In North Dakota, March 30th, for this leadership and marketing strategies seminar. So, and if you follow me on social media, I will be sharing more about this, but I will hope that you can join me. I will be so excited to see you. And if you're not in the North Dakota area, you're welcome. You can fly in. I'll be so happy to see you too. Okay, and then last but not least, I want to also let you know, coming up very soon in April, I am going to be restarting my Faith-Filled Profits Brand Bootcamp. Yay! So that's going to be coming up in April. I'm going to make some information available so that you can register. I will leave the link for that also below. So just keep the date, but more information about that and how you can register. That one is a paid bootcamp. It's a paid workshop. It's for 5 days, Monday through Friday. And this time around, I'm going to have my two business besties also with me. So that's going to be awesome, but we'll provide more information about that. I just kind of wanted to just put that out there, and I'll probably try and remind you daily so that you don't forget. And you can join me for any and all of these, as well as joining me every morning at 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Why 7:15? I explained about that too on my very first day. So I am ending here for today, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me, and God bless. Have an awesome, awesome rest of your day. Bye.